Okay, we have a situation here now. Yeah, we have a situation. So what we're going to do is we've been going through these other items, showing what's wrong, respective to the sinner situation, um, involving what's going on here, because we have a problem. And the problem deals with the most seriously simple type of item. When you basically have an identity and your identity will not show up respective to a given situation, then you have something. And what you have is discrimination. You have line cutting. Imagine you're at a nightclub, you're in line, and all of a sudden people start strolling in late. You're in this line, you're coming up to the front, and all of a sudden you're all the way at the front. You're basically in line, you're in the front, and all of a sudden security keeps stopping you and allowing all these people from the side to come forward and cut in line in front of you. So you get to the point where you're looking at this, there's nothing associated with the classification in this instance of what's been typed. And as we look at this continuous situation here, we have a very, very long list of continuously mass discrimination involving the truth. You see, the web is supposed to pass the free and unimpeded information of what you are. So if you run around shaking people's hands and say, hey, I'm running for governor, hey, I've declared to run for governor, and people go, oh, but they haven't handed out the paperwork yet. And you go, yeah, I can't even fill any of the paperwork out. We're in between elections, but I'm running. I'm running for office here. So what you end up with is this situation where you have basically typed something in, and here you are, gubernatorial candidate channel, for instance, and here we are, we've got this massive list of items, and you're not on it. You're not on it. You're not on it at all. You're not on it. So you're looking at this, and it's just not there. It's just not there. There's nothing to show anywhere on this list accuracy. There is absolutely no accuracy whatsoever. None. So, you could sit there and go more videos, and again, all you have is no accuracy, no accuracy, no accuracy, no accuracy. So, you're typing all this material in, you're going through it again and again and again. And what you end up with finally is there is another way. There is another way. And the other way turns out to be this. And basically what happens is all of a sudden here is YouTube gubernatorial candidate. Because why? I typed in something different. Billionaire gubernatorial candidate. But again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 other parties in line, 5 other parties before you get to the actual straightforward 2 first words used. What are the words? Billionaire gubernatorial, okay? Billionaire gubernatorial candidate right here, Michael Crosby. So you press that, you go over to here, and voila, we happen to have something. And now we have something. So all of a sudden, here we are. We have got some channels showing up here, right? This is the channel. See right here? We're going to go over here, and we're going to press on gubernatorial candidate. So gubernatorial candidate channel official does not show up in the line. So I've been a candidate, right? I'm a candidate running for office, and I'm being completely erased, completely blacklisted from having my material show up. Now, it's very important as to how come all this stuff works. And there's a whole lot of stuff that involves stuff. It's really big because we have violence coming against. We have all kinds of stuff. So I have people attacking me, destroying fleets. I have members of government involving themselves in blacklisting. I get disclosure from Elon Musk's office on 2 separate occasions telling me that the Biden administration has ordered them to spy on me and put forth algorithms to blacklist me. And then they call. Then I get another notice from them that says, "Yeah, the state of California is basically blacklisting you." So here I am running in elections, and we have a federal election interfered with. Interfered with by the state of California, because it's not the first rodeo here. The state of California has been involving itself in treason, rigging elections for a very, very long time. So when we have a lot of stuff, we've got all this other stuff that we can look at and see that there's all these different ways when you start looking at numbers of views that make no sense, that don't make sense at all. And if you take a video from other areas, such as this one, and all of a sudden you post it, you end up with this situation. Very simple. You'll see them all. Look at the right side. You'll see all of the different re-records on this. This is a test sequence. This is a test sequence to test legitimacy, to see whether or not people are looking at things, because we have all these other areas where I'm posting material and to the channel, and nobody's seeing this material. Almost nobody is looking at this material. So there's different keys to understand. If you use certain words, they got algorithms that do certain things. Except keep in mind, I'm being blacklisted. My main namestakes keep getting blacklisted. And this is something that's just incredibly horrible, because I have the number one economic design. I have the best economic design. I'm running for office. I'm going to do commemorative coins in a massive way. I lay out the entire massive program to make California $500 billion. $500 billion. And, what ends up happening? Guess what? That doesn't get implemented. What happens later? Well, silver was basically right about $18 an ounce, and it went up recently to 120. Now, the statistics charting this, all along the way, charting this activity, going from the very conception of the plan, utilizing AI, and analyzing all this stuff along the way using computers, reveals that California lost $500 billion. It wouldn't be a dime in debt. It would not be a dime in debt. And people would have made $1.2 trillion in profit. The investors who would have bought the commemorative coins would have made $1.2 trillion in profit. That effectively works out to add the 500 billion onto the 1.2. That's $1.7 trillion. Now, the other items that I was doing with, we're talking about a loss of more than $3.5 trillion in commerce in California. Why? Well, I didn't make it to the governorship. Why didn't I make it into the governorship? Well, to start off with, the state of California has rigged the elections. That's attack on a candidate's cap. That's a major articles violation. That means all these parties are disqualified. That is the Constitution of the United States. That is the law. But we don't have people adhering to the law. We have all these other people that are appointed. All the people appointed by them are also disqualified. The entire camp is disqualified, connected to those tickets, on those particular tickets. So here we have massive amounts of information about what's going on. There's very serious questions. Here we have an understanding of communication letters. Communication letters right here involving materials that deal with proof beyond the shadow of a doubt of communications. Let's look at those communications. So if we look at these communications more up close, what we have here is me posting evidence about communications going directly to Shirley Weber. Shirley Weber. She does not want to address my complaints involving parties who are involved in RICOs. RICOs. Mass numbers of RICOs in California. So what do? They're blacklisting me. Again, here's more information. SOS, that's Shirley Weber, okay? From what? This is, from what? From, to declare a state, these people are not paying attention to the evidence whatsoever. Then they turn around and they're using a ghost division to blacklist people. This is treason. This is treason. You put this into a set of quantifying formulas and look at it as economic criminology and criminology. It's criminology. These people committed treason. They have violated the Constitution of the United States. This is something that is